One Piece currently has over 1,000 episodes with 20 seasons and a bunch of movies. Content on top of content. So it's no surprise that when I want to talk about a very powerful moment in anime history, One Piece holds the one that I thought of first. Now just to be clear, these are my opinions and this specific scene was powerful to me, but you could say it was mid. That's your opinion. This is mine. Also, spoilers. I'm only going into like the hundreds and 200 episodes, so in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that much spoiled, but there you go. Before I can get into the moment, I need you to understand our main character a little bit just before we get there, because if you haven't watched One Piece, you might be a little lost. And for those of you that have seen it, watch this part and make sure I got everything right. Luffy is our protagonist, and ever since he was a kid, he wanted to sail the seas as a pirate, just like his guardian, Shanks. Shanks was a role model for Luffy, and after every adventure, he would come back to the village with all these treasures, foods, and drinks. One day, he brought back a weird-looking fruit, and Luffy, as you will find out, eats everything in sight. But this was not an ordinary fruit. This was a devil fruit. Devil fruits are scattered all over the world, and when eaten, they give you specific powers. But once eaten, you cannot swim anymore. You sink to the bottom of any body of water you're in. So Luffy is eating the gum gum fruit, essentially making him Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four.
I'm a rubber man.
With all kinds of powers, and Luffy has a big goal. He wants to be king of the pirates, which in this world is actually obtainable if you collect the One Piece. But that's not important for now, so don't worry about that. The question is, if you can't swim, would you even try to be a pirate anymore, let alone the king of the pirates? Luffy did not hesitate. Despite the fact he can't swim, Luffy's goals did not waver. And that's the first thing you need to understand. No setbacks, no words, and no body will ever deter this man from what he wants. He will do whatever it takes to reach his goal to become king. Now, Luffy knows what it takes to be a pirate because he watched Shanks growing up. He knows he can't do it by himself. He needs a crew. Each crew member gets their own arc, so I'm not going to go too much into them because it's not necessary for the powerful moment. But just know that each of these people have their own individuality and their own purpose. So now you know about Luffy's powers and his unwavering mindset to achieve his goals. But there's still one major thing you need to know about Luffy. His crew is his family. Despite the fact that he trusts people almost instantly without knowing them, once he trusts somebody, he will do whatever it takes to help them, no matter how much it hurts him in the process. Luffy wants to be king and he wants his crew to be with him every step of the way. He trusts them with his life and cares about them deeply. And I'm going to prove it to you in a big way. Now let's talk about the moment that to me made me a fan of One Piece and made me cry like a little baby. After one of their many adventures, Nami, their navigator, has gotten sick from one of the islands that they visited. They don't have a doctor on the crew, and it's a sickness they don't know about. They pull up to the first island they find, and it happens to be a snow and ice island. They tell the people there that they need a doctor, but they let them know that the only doctor on the island comes down when she feels like it, and she's on top of a giant mountain. After a day of waiting, Nami's condition has gotten worse. Her fever's up, and she's breathing heavily. Here is where you need to remember what we talked about with Luffy. His friend is in trouble. His crewmate, and the only person who can help is on top of a giant straight up frozen mountain. So what do you think he does? Luffy wraps Nami up and starts walking towards it, wearing a light vest, shorts, sandals, and a straw hat in below freezing temps, and he tells them he's going to climb the mountain. Let that sit for a bit. He's about to go bare hand climb this mountain in freezing weather, carrying another person along with him. This is crazy. But it demonstrates what I said about his willingness to help his friends, just how far this man will go for them at his own expense.
But the doctor's up there, so I gotta climb it.
The blonde chef who has a mean kick on him, Sanji, decides to tag along with Luffy, at least to the base of the mountain. But on the way, they encounter some huge bunnies that give him trouble. Sanji ends up sacrificing himself and passing out. Can you guess what Luffy does next? The mad lad carries Sanji with him too, intent on climbing the mountain with not one, but two bodies on him. Luffy starts climbing, and I'm not gonna lie, it hurts to watch. His fingers are bleeding, his nails are cracked, and he slips down the mountain so many times, fingers and flesh getting grinded into the surface. Luffy's in immense pain, but he never stops. He never even thinks about it. He knows if he wants his friends to be okay, he has to get to that doctor. And let's not forget the temperature either. He's no way dressed for this climb. He's climbing with bare hands, bare feet, freezing cold. Hypothermia is definitely happening right now, but he keeps going for his friends. After finally getting to the top, Luffy has every right to pass out from fatigue, pain, or the cold. But when the doctor picks up her new patients, he grabs her.
Don't worry, boy. I'll make the bleeding kid and the sick girl better. You can rest easy, all right? Those two are my friends, okay? I figured that, kid.
The pain and seriousness in his eyes, the fact that he can barely get the words out because he's freezing cold, and the fact he didn't ask for any treatment for his own injuries. I cried the first time I saw this. It made me think about my friends and what I would do for them if they were in trouble, and I don't know, it just got to me. I felt this on a level that few shows, movies, or mediums had before. I still to this day think of this as the most powerful moment in anime history. There are others, yes. There are more impactful ones, sure. But this right here, I have never before or after cried at another scene in an anime. I came close with Naruto, but no dice. Let me know what you thought. What scene do you think is the most powerful? Let me know in the comments, and have a good day.